Good morning, children. Welcome to our English class. In today's class, we will learn about nouns, countable and uncountable nouns from your grammar book. You have already learned about countable and uncountable nouns, children. This is just a recap. Now, countable, count. That word itself says something we can count, something we can tell the number of it. That is countable. And uncountable means that which you cannot count in numbers and tell the total of it. So, countable nouns refer to things that can be counted. The nouns which you can count the numbers and tell the total, they are called countable nouns. And the nouns that cannot be counted and the number cannot be summed up, such nouns are called uncountable nouns. So here are a few sentences, children, which will give us the clarity. First one, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was born in Porbandar in Gujarat. Jacob bought a dozen eggs, some butter and a loaf of bread. There is a pen on my desk. We bought some potatoes and some meat. Please get some more information on the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Now in these 5 sentences, children, there are few colored words. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, Porbandar, Gujarat, eggs, butter, bread, desk, potatoes, meat, information, the Andaman, Nicobar Islands. So these are the colored or highlighted words. So let us know about them. The words in bold are proper noun and countable nouns. For example, children, if you look at Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, that is a noun because that's the name. So names are called as nouns. Now this is called as proper noun. So what is a proper noun? Proper nouns are the particular or specific names of anything. We have already learnt about proper nouns and common nouns. So if it is Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, that means that is the name of that particular person that cannot be changed. For example, if I say person, it can be any person. But if I say Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, that is the name of that person only. His name cannot be changed to any other name. So that specific name is proper noun. So this is a proper noun. Similarly, Porbandar, it's the name of a place. Gujarat, it's again the name of a place. So these are proper nouns which are specific for that person or place and they cannot be changed. Understood? So we have proper nouns in these sentences. And also we have countable nouns. For example, eggs. You can count the number of eggs. So eggs are countable nouns. And desk. You can count desk. So it's a countable noun. And potatoes. You can count the number of potatoes. So that's also countable noun. So Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, Porbandar, Gujarat, they are proper nouns, whereas eggs, desk, potatoes, they are countable nouns because you can count them. Now, few more highlighted words are butter, bread, meat, information. Now, if you look at the word butter, can you count the butter in it? No, right? If bread is given, can you count the inside grains of it? No. Information. How can you count information? And meat cannot be counted. So some nouns cannot be counted like butter, bread, information, meat. They are called as uncountable nouns. Did you understand? Countable nouns, uncountable nouns and proper nouns. Now there are a few rules to be followed for the nouns, children. For proper nouns, every proper noun should and must start with a capital letter. If it's the name of a person, for example, Rahul, so his name has to start with a capital R. So proper noun always begins with a capital letter, and it is mostly not preceded with a, an and the. These three are called as articles. So whenever you use a proper noun, most of the times you don't use a, an or the before the noun. You don't say the Rahul, right? You just say Rahul. Rahul has come. You cannot say the Rahul has come. So most of the times articles a, an and the are not used for proper nouns. And for countable singular nouns, you should have an article. Either you should have an article or some other extra words. Here it's given, see, some potatoes. So like that, either articles a, an or the, or some extra words like my desk. So my is an extra word. Some potatoes. Some is an extra word. So a and the or my some sort of extra words need to be added for singular countable nouns. And coming to uncountable nouns, you never use a or an. Remember children, uncountable nouns. Example, butter, a butter, an butter, you can never use. A meat, an meat, you can never use. So a and an are not used for uncountable nouns. So what do you use? Some butter, a loaf of bread, some meat, some information. Did you understand? So for proper nouns, they should begin with capital letter, and mostly they are not preceded by articles. And countable nouns should definitely have article before them or some other words. Uncountable nouns should not have a or an before them. Am I clear, children? Now some other nouns can be used as both countable and uncountable nouns. Now here you see first one, life can be hard when you are old. Second, my grandfather lived a happy life. Third, many lives were lost in the earthquake. So here we are using them as countable and uncountable nouns. My grandfather lived a happy life. Here life cannot be counted, right? And third sentence, many lives were lost in the earthquake. So here many lives refer to many people have died. So here it can be counted. Sometimes they can be used both as countable and uncountable nouns. Now based on the rules to be followed for proper nouns, countable nouns and uncountable nouns, we have an exercise in page number 25. Pick out the proper nouns, separate the remaining nouns into countable and uncountable nouns. Here in the help box, a number of words are given, children. You have to separate them into three categories, three types. First is proper nouns, second one countable nouns, and the third uncountable nouns. So I have written over here, chosen from this help box. Bihar, it's a proper noun because that's the name of a place. I cannot change Bihar to Telangana, right? That is the name given to that place particularly. So that's a proper name. French, proper noun. It's a language. London, proper noun. Sunday, proper noun. Asia, it's a continent. Proper noun. June, name of a month. Proper noun. So if I say month, it can be any month from Jan to December. But if I say June, that's the name of a particular month. So particular or specific or special names are called proper nouns. Did you understand? Now next category is countable nouns. So the nouns which can be counted are called uncountable nouns. The nouns which can be counted are called countable nouns. So here baggage, you can count. Cab, you can count the number of cabs. Truck, arm, hotel, attendant, eye, handle, inch, equipment, ear, paper, envelope, weapon. So these all can be counted. So they are called countable nouns. The next category is uncountable nouns. The nouns which cannot be counted, they are called uncountable nouns. So movie. Very good example, children. Can you count a movie? No, right? So that's an uncountable noun. Stage, progress, traffic, travel, roof, mystery, oxygen. Can you count oxygen, children? No. Scenery, education, shelter, new, fun, impression, luck, busy, pollution, gossip, finest, long, ancient, spike, homework, impossible, crime, afternoon, laughter, across, area, advice, face, satisfaction, water, vocabulary, bravery, health, voice, furniture, break, impatience. If you look at all these words, none of the words can be counted in numbers and total. Such words are called uncountable nouns. You have to write them as I have written. Now here is the next exercise based on countable and uncountable nouns, children. So before we do this exercise, let us recap again about vowels and consonants. This also we have done it early. What are vowels? In the alphabet, the 5 letters A, E, I, O, U. These letter sounds are called as vowels. And other than A, E, I, O, U, all the other letter sounds are called as consonants. We have already revised them, right? So wherever you get a sound, e sound, such sounds, they are called vowels. We have 5 vowels. Now, based on this, whenever we get generally a vowel sound, then we use an. When we get a consonant sound in the beginning of a word, we use a or a. Remember, children, whenever a word begins with a vowel sound, that is A, E, I, O, U, these sounds, whenever a word begins with vowel sound, we use an. And whenever a word begins with a consonant sound, it begins with a or a. Did you understand? Now this exercise helps you to understand it much better. Tick a or an before singular countable nouns and tick cross before uncountable nouns. So if you get countable nouns, children, you have to just put a tick. If you get uncountable nouns, you have to put a tick on the cross. Now let us look at the first one. This is easy sum. Sum. You can count the sums, right? First sum, second sum, third sum, 10 sums, 20 sums. You can count. So sum is a countable noun. But easy, E, that's an E sound. So a vowel sound. As I said, before a vowel sound, an is used. The article an is used. So the answer is, this is an easy sum. Next one, milk sells 10 rupees liter. So milk. Can you count milk? Milk drops. No. So milk comes under uncountable nouns. As they said in the instructions, uncountable nouns, we have to tick on the cross symbol. So it's ticked on cross symbol. 10 rupees liter. Liter. L. That is consonant sound. So when you get a consonant sound, you're supposed to use a or a. So milk sells 10 rupees a liter. I have marked it on A. Next, swan is swimming slowly and gracefully. Swan. Swan. You can count. So that's a countable noun. So swan. S. That's a consonant. A swan. Sri Lanka is island. So I. Vowel sound. So an island. Island can be counted. So countable noun. An island. She is cashier in supermarket. Cashier can be counted. So it's a countable noun. Supermarket also can be counted. So it's also countable noun. But cashier, C, consonant, A. Supermarket, S, consonant, A. So both are consonants. My brother wants to become engineer. Engineer, countable noun. E, vowel sound. An engineer. Next, bananas are sold 6 rupees dozen. Now here children, bananas. We have marked it as cross. Bananas are countable nouns. But why did we mark it cross? Because bananas, B. Bananas, B. But we cannot use a because plural. It's not one banana. Bananas, more than one. I cannot use a. I cannot use an because it's not a vowel sound. So it's a cross. Are sold 6 rupees a dozen. Dozen is a countable noun. D is a consonant. So a is ticked. We sat around oval shaped table. Table is a countable noun. Oval, O, vowel. So an oval shaped table. European is not American. Now you are not getting here U sound. It is Y. Y sound you are getting. You. Just pronounce and see. You. You. Y sound. So it's a consonant. That is why I said sounds, not the words. So a European is not an American. American. A. Vowel. An American. Next, we had bread and butter for breakfast. Now, bread and butter. This sentence, we had a bread and butter for breakfast. Did you understand, children? So, breakfast cannot be counted. Uncountable noun. So, it is marked cross. Now this is the last exercise which is in page number 26 of your grammar book, children. Match the group of words on the left with uncountable nouns on the right to make expressions that express numbers and quantities. We have already discussed. So this left side column has to be matched with the proper right side column to make it a numberful, meaningful words. Now 2 loaves of bread. So of is the connecting word for the left and right side columns. So H is written. So H is bread. 3 bags of rice. A heap of sand. 2 blocks of wood. 10 grams of gold. 5 liters of milk. 2 tubes of toothpaste. 1 cake of soap, 1 can of jam, 1 cylinder of oxygen. Did you understand which are the appropriate words which match with this countable, uncountable nouns, children? So loaves matches with bread, bags matches with rice, heap matches with sand, blocks matches with wood, grams matches with gold, Liters matches with milk. Tubes matches with toothpaste. Cake matches with soap. Can matches with jam. And cylinder matches with oxygen. So you have to complete all these exercises in your grammar book with pen, children.